Ever feel like the contemporary art world is this kind of like exclusive club?
Mhm.
Like you need a secret password or $1 million just to walk in the door?
Oh, I totally get that. It can seem intimidating from the outside, right? All these crazy high prices, big names, and fancy galleries.
Exactly. So today we're going to do a deep dive into the contemporary art market, peel back the layers, and show you that it's actually way more fascinating and even accessible than you might think.
It's really about demystifying this whole thing, breaking it down, understanding how it works, who the players are.
And most importantly, how you can start to develop your own understanding and appreciation for art, maybe even get involved in the market yourself.
Because, let's face it, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to explore, the art world can be a pretty wild ride.
Definitely a wild ride. And like any good journey, we need to start with the basics, right?
Absolutely. And the heart of it all, the foundation of the whole art market, is the artists themselves.
Okay, so artists, they're the creative engine, the ones actually making the art that fuels the whole system. But it's not just about talent, is it? Like, how does an artist's career, their reputation, play into their market value?
It's a super interesting dynamic, actually. An artist's reputation is kind of like this constantly evolving thing. It's influenced by so many
Like,
factors.
what kind of
Well,
factors?
you've got critical acclaim, right? Like, what are the critics saying about their work? Are they getting rave reviews?
In sense, those reviews can make or break a movie. So I bet they have a huge impact on the art world, too.
Yeah, totally. Then there are museum exhibitions. Like, is their work being showcased in major institutions? Because that adds a lot of weight, a lot of prestige.
Oh, yeah, being part of a museum collection is a big deal. It's almost like a stamp of approval from the art world.
Exactly. And don't forget media buzz. Like, is the artist getting featured in magazines, blogs, social media? Are people talking about them? All of that hype contributes to their overall reputation?
So it's kind of like a snowball effect. The more recognition they get, the more valuable their work becomes.
Exactly. And sometimes you even see this phenomenon where an artist's true recognition doesn't come until after their lifetime.
Oh, yeah. It's like those stories you hear about a painting found in someone's attic suddenly becoming this priceless masterpiece.
Exactly, which just adds to the mystique, the intrigue of the whole art market.
Okay, so we've got the artist with their talent and growing reputation. But how do they actually, like, get their work out there? How do they connect with the people who want to buy it?
That's where the galleries come in. They play a crucial role, acting as this bridge between the artist and the collector.
Oh, so it's not as simple as just like renting a space and hanging your paintings on the wall.
Not at all. Galleries are way more than just shops. They're curators, they're advisors, they're even sometimes therapists for their artists.
Oh, I love that. So they're kind of like talent agents, constantly hustling to get their artists the best exposure.
Yeah, exactly. They negotiate deals, put together exhibitions, connect with collectors, and really try to shape the artist's career.
Okay, so on one side, we've got the artists bringing the creative vision, and then the galleries sort of managing their careers and connecting them with the market. But who are the people actually buying this art?
The collectors. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Collectors are this incredibly diverse group with a whole range of motivations.
I bet you've got everyone from like billionaires buying masterpieces to regular folks just starting out.
Right. Some collectors are driven by pure passion. They have this deep personal connection to a certain artist's style or maybe a specific period in art history.
It's like they see a piece and they just like, hey, me to have it.
Exactly, it's an emotional response. But then you've got other collectors who are more strategic, looking at art as an investment.
Oh, so they're thinking about like long-term value, what's going to appreciate over time.
Exactly. They're studying trends, anticipating market shifts, trying to predict what's going to be hot in the future.
There are even those collectors who are all about discovering the next big thing, right? Like finding those emerging artists before they blow up.
Oh, for sure. They get a thrill out of the hunt, being the first to spot a rising star. It's a risk, but it can pay off big time.
So much to consider. But when we think about the art market, the first thing that probably pops into most people's minds is auctions.
Ah, yes, the auction house. That's where the drama really unfolds. It's like the theater of the art world.
Seriously, you see those movies with the paddles going up, the prices skyrocketing. It seems so intense.
It totally is. You've got these world-renowned auction houses like Sotheby's and Christie's, where the most sought-after pieces go up for sale.
And people are literally bidding millions of dollars, sometimes for just one piece of art.
It can be mind-blowing. You see these bidding wars erupt. pushing the final price way beyond anyone's expectations.
Remember that Banksy that went for, like, triple its estimated price?
Mm.
That's the kind of unpredictable stuff that makes headlines.
It's true. Those moments just reinforce the idea that the art market has a mind of its own.
Totally. And it's not just auctions, right? There are these huge art fairs that happen all over the world.
Oh yeah, art fairs are like the global meetup for the entire art world. Imagine a massive convention center packed with booths, each one overflowing with art.
I've seen pictures. It looks insane. Like a sensory overload of colors, textures, styles.
It totally is. You've got galleries showcasing their artists, collectors looking for their next acquisition, and tons of networking happening.
It must be such a buzz being surrounded by so much creative energy.
Oh, it's electric. You can really feel the pulse of the contemporary art world at these fairs.
But amidst all this hustle and bustle, let's not forget about the people who kind of help us make sense of it all. The critics and curators.
Yeah, they play a super important role. Critics, they analyze and interpret art. They put it into context.
They're like the movie reviewers of the art world, except their words carry even more weight, right?
Totally. A glowing review from a respected critic can really launch an artist's career. And on the flip side, a scathing critique can be devastating.
Makes sense. They have the power to influence not just collectors, but galleries and museums, too.
Right. And then you've got curators who are essentially the architects of exhibitions.
They're the ones deciding which pieces to showcase, how to arrange them, how to tell a story through the art they choose.
Exactly. They have this incredible ability to shape our experience of art.
Speaking of shaping our experience, let's talk about museums. They might not be directly part of the market, but they have a huge impact on how we view art, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. A museum acquisition is a really big deal for an artist.
It's like their work has reached this, like, ultimate level of validation.
Yeah, exactly. And being featured in a major exhibition can really elevate an artist's status, often leading to more interest from collectors, higher prices for their work.
It's almost like a piece of art's journey isn't complete until it finds a home in a museum.
I like that.
Now, I know we've covered a lot, and I'm starting to understand why some people find the art world intimidating. It's like, where do you even begin?
Right, and that's where art advisors come in. They're basically the Sherpas of the art world, guiding collectors through all the complexities.
So they're like art world experts who can help you navigate the market, make smart decisions.
Exactly. They'll advise you on everything from valuation and authentication to building a collection that reflects your taste and investment goals.
So even if you have the money to spend, it's important to have someone who knows the ropes.
Exactly.
Now, we can't talk about the art world today without addressing the elephant, or should I say, the digital platform, in the room. The internet.
Ah, yes. Online platforms have completely changed the game. It's amazing how much they've democratized access to art.
Seriously. Now, anyone with an internet connection can browse galleries from all over the world, discover new artists, even buy art with just a few clicks.
It's incredible. It's opened up the art world to a whole new audience.
But I imagine there are some downsides too, right? Like, how do you know what's authentic when you're buying online?
Yeah, authenticity and provenance are definitely bigger concerns in the digital space. It's more important than ever to do your research, make sure you're buying from reputable sources.
So buyer beware.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, there's the media, which plays a huge role in shaping the narrative around contemporary art.
Oh, yeah, for sure. News articles, blogs, social media, they all contribute to what's hot, what's not, who's up and coming.
And let's be honest, a viral moment can do wonders for an artist's career.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it also means we have to be critical consumers of information, Look beyond the hype and form our own opinions.
So where does this leave us? I feel like we've taken this incredible journey through the art world, from the artists in their studios to the high-stakes auctions and everything in between.
It's a fascinating ecosystem, right?
It really is. But I think the biggest takeaway for me is that while the art market can seem intimidating, it all comes back to the art itself.
Exactly. It's about appreciating creativity, finding those pieces that speak to you, that challenge you, that make you think.
So how can our listeners start to develop their own understanding and appreciation for art?
Well, there are so many ways. Visit local galleries, check out art fairs, Browse online platforms, read art publications. The key is to just start exploring.
And don't be afraid to ask
I
questions,
know.
Talk to gallery owners, artists, other art enthusiasts. The more you learn, the more you'll appreciate the incredible world of contemporary art.
Exactly. And you never know. Maybe one day you'll find yourself bidding at an auction, feeling the adrenaline rush as the price climbs higher.
Or maybe you'll just discover a piece that speaks to you on a deep level, that brings you joy every time you look at it.
That's the beauty of art. It's for everyone.
So go out there and explore. The art world is waiting.